Since returning to the office at the beginning of the year, President Trump has been working to end the Ukraine war. And the U.S. has been making progress in peace negotiations, but this week, the peace process just took another hit. Today, on New Year's Eve, NTD's international correspondent Arian Pasdar takes a look back at Trump's 2025 peace efforts.
Soldiers are being killed on a daily basis at numbers that we haven't seen in decades. And it would be nice to end that war. It's a ridiculous war.
During his first week in office, President Trump doubled down on a campaign promise to end the fighting in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin initially signaled openness to negotiation, saying he had a good relation with Trump. In January, Putin said, "We always had a businesslike, pragmatic, but also trusting relationship with the current US president." Trump also maintained contact with the Ukrainian side. On February 28th, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky traveled to Washington to meet with Trump. The goal of the talks was to finalize a minerals deal. Trump wanted to use Ukraine's minerals as a financial guarantee for the aid the US is sending Ukraine. But the meeting between the two escalated.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. Yeah, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
After that meeting, talks between the US and Ukraine slowed down for a bit, but later picked up again. Then in mid-April, Ukraine said Russian strikes killed 35 civilians in the Ukrainian city of Sumy on Palm Sunday. Around the same time, Trump suggested that his peace efforts were not making any progress, adding that the US might stop trying to work out a peace deal if the situation didn't improve.
Now, if for some reason one of the two parties makes it very difficult, we're just going to say you're foolish, you're fools, you're horrible people, and we're going to just take a pass. But hopefully we won't have to do that.
But peace talks picked up momentum again as the year progressed. In August, President Trump held separate meetings with the leaders of both Russia and Ukraine. US fighter jets flew above the president shortly after Putin landed in Alaska, a move many interpreted as a show of strength from the American side.
We had some good meetings over the years, right? Good productive meetings over the years, and we hope to have that in the future. But let's do that.
And just 3 days later, Zelensky visited Trump in Washington again. It was his first visit after the meeting in February, when tensions were high.
President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Trump assured Zelensky of continued support, but the president said the American taxpayers shouldn't have to bear the cost. In September, the US started selling weapons to NATO allies, who then sent them to Ukraine, instead of the US directly donating them to Ukraine. Now, just on Sunday, Trump and Zelensky met again, with Zelensky saying the US and Ukraine agreed on most parts of a possible peace deal.
We have a great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and US-Ukraine security guarantees, 100% agreed. US-Europe-Ukraine security guarantees, almost agreed. Military dimension, 100% agreed.
But shortly after, Russia said its position in the peace talks would be reviewed, saying Ukraine tried to attack President Putin's residence near St. Petersburg.
This is indeed a terrorist act aimed at disrupting the negotiations. The diplomatic consequences of these actions will be a tougher negotiating position.
Zelensky denied the claims of an attack on Putin's residence, saying Russia was lying to undermine the peace process. Despite the accusations against Ukraine, Russia said it wouldn't leave the peace negotiations, adding that more talks with the US are planned to take place soon. Arian Pasdar, NTD News.